Here. Dixon.
Here.
Elliott. Here. Jerry Gilliam.
Here.
Yvonne Gilliam. Here. Jarvis.
Here.
Raleigh.
Here. Okay, we have a forum. The next item is guest speakers. I'd like to introduce you to our new fire chief, Mr. Doug Yaden, and the reason he has to leave early because he has to attend to his family members too. Doug, would you like to stand up? And I think most of the council members know you, and since you've been on the fire department for so many years, and just how's things going with you right now?
Going good, going good. We're right now in the process of buying more turnout gear, $5,300 off the state grant. Everybody, we get it in by the end of the month. So that's the biggest thing. We'll be measuring guys up tomorrow, sizing them, and getting the order in. That's like I say, that's the biggest thing we got.
What about manpower? You're going to have enough?
We got, at the present time, we have 17, I believe. I think one might be going to be moving. So that's still a lot better than we have had.
Required to have 12, is that not
Right. And I think 2/3 of them have to be certified. And they are. Just about everyone we've got certified now.
How many years you got on the fire department?
I joined in 1960, same time I went to work at the post office.
Pretty much experienced. Tell your age now, Red.
She said you're telling
Hey,
me.
Tell your age. Tell your age now.
You probably worked with Carolyn's husband.
He did.
We did.
Yeah, I thought so.
Tell his age now, too.
Do you have any questions? Anybody have any questions for Mr. Yaden? No.
I think you do a good job. Thank you for taking it.
Thank you, Doug. Appreciate you coming in that way.
Yes, sir.
I guess you'll be making monthly reports.
Right.
Good, okay.
Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you, Doug.
And the next item on the floor is our insurance representative. You know our health insurance is not lapsed, and I got the same people that got the current insurance policy. You want to introduce yourself?
Okay, yeah, I'm Ed Little, and this is Lonnie Burkhart. We're with the Alliance Insurance Agency in Harlan. We represent Anthem and several other companies, and we've been your representatives for a few years now. It's renewal time again, so we're back up to talk to you about it. And if you look in your packets, we gave you a handout here. Kind of want to go through that with you, kind of explain what's going on, and we'll talk about it coverage. So we won't have one.
Yeah.
Kind of make it simplified for you so you kind of understand it. Now in this package also is a plan description of the things I want to go over. But what I want to discuss right now is what you currently have and your rates and stuff on it. And if you follow along with me, it's just a simple read right down the page here. Your current monthly rates for your health insurance is $6,247.38 a month. And this covers your employee share and all the employees that's on the coverage. And you have dental insurance, and the rates on here are $331.50 a month. Vision insurance of $116.11 a month.
Excuse me just a minute.
Yes, ma'am.
You said current monthly rates for dental insurance. We dropped that last time. So why are we paying for it?
Is this the
council
people
voted against that?
Well,
Did some of them elect to keep and pay for it in full?
no.
Because we voted to do away with that. That would cut the premiums again.
I'm just reading you what I have.
I know. I'm just questioning.
Now, and I think where the problem coming on, let me kind of see if I can clarify this. What was supposed to be done, I think everyone thought that it would automatically drop off, but it doesn't. You have to request that to be done. And somewhere along the line, I don't know what happened, but I know that it's been on here, and I understood it was going to be dropped too, but I don't know what happened from there. It has to be requested to be dropped or not.
So he didn't get a request.
I don't know.
Who's
Yeah.
supposed to give a request? Put it
Well,
in.
Each employee is supposed to sign a request for drunk.
when this dental insurance was originally taken out, I think the employees were supposed to pay for this. And I don't know what happened from that. Now, this happened when Loretta was mayor, back several years ago. And it's been on here ever since then. So really, I don't know what happened from that.
I
We
know
just service it.
The employees said they weren't gonna miss it anyway.
Okay, all right, well, this would be a good opportunity for you guys to get rid of it, so.
So how would we go about making sure? it's understood?
We'll make sure that tonight, we'll make sure that you guys, we need to get a letter from you or something, and we'll make sure that's taken care of. Okay. Okay, so let's go right on down, we'll get this over with here. Okay, your vision insurance is 116.11, and your life insurance, I would
Go back
advise you to
I
keep.
think, back up on the vision insurance too. I think that was enough.
I remember the dental specifically,
But the vision was
but
also.
I don't remember.
The only other thing that we were supposed to have was life insurance.
Okay, okay.
That's
So
all
you
we
want the
got.
dental and vision canceled, correct?
The employees we talked to that were present at the meeting that night said that dental insurance wasn't that good anyway, I'll be honest with you.
That's what they said.
Okay, well, I mean, if you don't use it, it's no good. You know,
Yeah,
if
I
you use it,
mean-
it's great. If you don't use it, you don't need to pay for it.
Yeah.
Okay?
And that's part of the problem.
Okay. But I would advise you keep your life insurance, because that's a bargain on your life
Yeah,
insurance.
no, that's.
And, you know, I would advise you to do that. Rates stay the same on it, it doesn't change. Okay, and your total month was 67.61.24. Now, let's drop down to the second one on your current rates. You did receive, you'll see down at the bottom, about an 8.9% rate increase this year. That is a very minimal rate increase compared to what we said. We just left the group a while ago at a 29% rate increase. So you guys have got a real good rate increase this year. Your renewal rates for your health insurance are 68.41.31. Your renewal rates for your dental and your vision, you can see low. If you drop that off of there and just keep the life insurance, you're probably looking at about a 3% rate increase. Okay, which is not bad at all. Okay?
Can I ask you another question?
Yes, ma'am. Sure can.
I don't want to interrupt you, but I need to know for myself. You said you come from other companies that had a higher increase, is that because they had more employees, or what's the difference?
No, it's based on the employees and on the usage and this and that.
Okay.
So you guys must have a pretty good year this year.
Okay.
Different factors drive it. Normally, we see about 10% rate increase on every group every year. So that's just the nature of the business. Things go up and we pass it on to you guys.
How many employees is this based on?
Based on you have, let's see, if you look on your third page over, you'll see it has 17 employees.
How many employees do we have in the city?
23.
We have 5 that don't take that.
How many?
23. And that number right there is sort of varied.
It varies. This is
They're on
as
6
of,
months for the put on health insurance.
this as of 1/25 of this year, okay? You may have less or more.
Yeah.
But this is what this is based on as the time we've got this.
And
And
I
if
don't,
you,
I don't know, take this for, 2 of those employees aren't paid by the city. They're through the chamber, and they pay their own.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, so you can, actually say.
and if you
it's
look on
even
that
less
third
than
page there that we were looking at, you can see the rates per employee on those things. This page right here, you currently have 17 employees and 4 on 243. That's what their health insurance costs. Okay. Then you can see the total monthly. The total monthly cost for the health insurance will be $68.41.31. Then you add $60 on that for the life insurance, and that will give you your rate. Okay.
Does that exclude like the dental? and
Yeah, the only
vision?
thing this shows is the health insurance on this part here. Then you can add $60 of that for the life insurance, and that would be your total premium too, which would be what, about $69. And also in this, you have a plan description of the benefits that's on the plan. And it's a good plan, it's good benefits. That would be your second page.
Now, I know last year we had asked to, because y'all represent several companies,
Yes.
this is the company that gives us the best price.
This is Anthem.
What we're getting
And,
is,
right.
we couldn't get a cheaper rate. is what-
Well, you know, you might can, but you know, the problem we have with getting quotes is your employees still have applications. And we have to have those applications filled out before we get the quote. And that's a hassle to get there. It sure is. And every time we've always reported this thing, it's always come back to the higher than what it is.
Usually cheaper rates, bigger deductible.
Yeah.
If you want cheaper rates, bigger deductible, yeah.
Bigger deductible.
Let me point out one thing too on your drug plan. If you see that, you can see your drug plan down here at this bottom. Okay. And it has a $10 for generic, 25 for name brand, and 40 for the most expensive drug. What we're seeing now with, when we re-quote the different plans, they go to a 4-tier drug plan. And it's usually a lot higher on the 4-tier, and they're responsible for the first $2,500. So you have a 3-tier drug plan, which is a very, very good drug. But most of your employees can be out for any one prescription, most times for $40.
That's really great.
It's a great drug plan. Sure is.
That's better than mine.
That's great. It's better than one item too. So you do have a real good benefit, and you know, and I think employees deserve the best benefits that you can possibly give them. I mean, that's what keeps good employees.
Council members can also get in on this. They're entitled to this income.
I don't think that they are. They gotta be full-time employees, you know.
Oh, really?
They used to could, but now that's changed over the years. Now, look at this year, everybody knows next year healthcare reform comes in. So, you know, I don't know if we will be standing here next year.
Well, that's what I was
So,
gonna ask you next.
so hopefully we are.
How it was gonna affect, how Obamacare is gonna affect it.
Yeah, so hopefully we are, but yeah, but we're like everyone else, we're just waiting to see what's.
So you're saying this is more or less secure for a year at least?
You're locked in for a year. Healthcare reform won't start in 2014, but you guys are locked into your renewal, which is February of March of next year.
We've had 2 companies say they wouldn't even come down to write it because they didn't know what Obamacare was gonna come up to by the end of this year.
Nobody knows. We don't even know.
What percentage do these employees pay?
$26 paid
It's
up.
already
Pay
$260
per year.
Okay, now, we did get one alternative plan down on this thing, and we'll kind of go over with you, like on your drug plan we were talking about, on the alternative plan that they want to offer you for this year, and it's just $20 difference in these things, okay? But on the drug plan of the alternative they offered, the drug plans are 10, 25, and 40, then the 4th tier is 25%, $200 maximum up to $2,500. So that kind of waters down your drug plan. It's not a good drug plan, and so the benefits are a little bit different. The office visits go from $20 for primary care, $50 for specialists, where you guys just got 20 and 20, I think, on this thing. So we do have an alternative plan, but the difference is just $20 a month savings. Really, it's not worth it.
Well, it's gonna cost the employee a whole lot more.
It's
We
true.
might as well look
They'll
at
be
it.
more out of pocket, you know, even though you might save $20 a month. It's a good plan. It's a good price. It's not a good price, but it's a price.
Just talking about
So,
network and non-network, on
Okay.
this is ARH.
ARH is.
part of the
yes,
network?
Right, yeah. You'll find that Blue Cross they have probably one of the biggest networks, city networks. Now, if your people have to go out of network, have to leave Kentucky to go somewhere else, they'll find out that they'll still get the same benefits in wherever they're at that they would have here. Even though they may be different state, but they'll get the same benefits as long as they're working. It's called the Blue Network, and that's nationwide. Blue Cross is the Bangle Blue Cross. You lay the card down there, Bangle Blue Cross. Questions?
Any questions? Comments?
Well, I like to have, if we could, have the mayor or someone sign the renewal tonight and get all that done while we're up here, unless you guys want to talk about it.
I don't have a problem with it as long as we take out.
We'll do that. I'll just have to get, a letter on your guys' letterhead, pass it down to me.
Yeah, we'll do that. For the, take off the dental and vision, right?
Yeah.
One vision.
Okay.
Okay.
So just, we'll run, here's the total, our annual would be,
6,760.
okay, 907,
68, 41, 31 plus, 66, 30.
But when you make a motion to take off the
Yeah,
deal,
yeah.
You just put it with your motion.
690761.
yeah, 6907 and 61.
My calculator.
Yeah, that's what it should
Is this motion read this one?
Well, this is for 17 employees, so.
Writing it up.
It'll
It's in
be,
your rates on the second page, what it costs per employee. Yeah, that's what.
That's a big nice slice.
Yeah.
Now,
I mean, it's good price, but still outrageous. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you did a good job on it, it's just it's ridiculous what.
It's the times we live in.
Yeah.
I know, so, yeah.
okay, who, you need a motion tonight, could you make, anybody wanna make a motion tonight?
I make a motion, we renew the health insurance.
690761.
690761, that has the dental and vision minus stuff.
The only thing with that number could change though.
Yeah.
So we probably don't
Yeah,
want to
I would-
include
If the
that.
amount of employees changes, that will
I
change.
think we have.
Does this have a plan name that we can?
Yes,
put
it
in
is,
our
you're looking
motion?
right up. Blue Access,
Blue Access option 3 with RX option 8.
Yeah.
That's two- that's two
Channels with the extension of these.
the way I was worded, I just accepted, you know, 2013 renewal
Yeah.
with, and, you know, and delete the dental and vision. So,
And it's Blue Access option 3. I make a motion to renew the health insurance for 2013 for the Blue Access option 3 with RX option 8. And that's minus the dental and vision.
Hold it 1 second, okay?
This becomes effective what, March 1st?
March 1st, this is March 1st, March 1st renewal.
And blue, what was the option, Charles? Health insurance.
Yeah, it's right there on the top of there, right here, on page 2.
Badge for 17.
Yeah, but, you know, that's what it's telling us, this right here is per employee. Yeah. It varies, it varies.
The official note taker. That's later on in the year.
Because now, last year, we said, you know,
Okay, if there's no further discussion on the motion, here's the motion that Charles made, okay? Motion by Charles Raleigh, seconded by David Dixon, that the city of Cumberland renew the city of Cumberland health insurance Blue Access option 3 with RX option H.
The exclusion of vision. Yeah, dental and vision.
Okay, with the excluding.
Yeah, dental and vision.
You might want to put Anthem in there so you know what kind of it is.
Okay, and ANTHEM. Okay, okay, the motion will read, Charles Raleigh, made the motion, second by David Dixon, that the city of Cumberland renew the city of Cumberland health insurance Anthem Blue Access option 3 with RX option H, excluding dental and vision coverage.
Yes, sir.
Okay, here, we'll take a roll call vote on this.
Bush,
yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Elliott,
Yes.
Terry Gilliam,
Yes.
Yvonne Gilliam,
Yes.
Jarvis,
Yes.
Raleigh.
Yes.
this.
You guys have anything? Appreciate you guys, we sure do, appreciate your loyalty to us. Anything we can do to help, Carl, appreciate you, buddy.
Appreciate you guys, thanks for coming up.
Okay, I'll get it to us tomorrow, and I'll get you a copy of all this stuff back up. Okay? Thank y'all very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Well,
Thank you very much.
Be careful.
The insurance is taken care of for another year.
So do you still have to make some requests, even though we just then did that without the dental and the vision, do you still have to send them something? Or
Yeah,
remove the dental and?
That was the mess up last year.
Yeah, we have
Well,
to
you
send them a
told me.
letter,
Okay.
which we failed to do last year. We need to send them a letter telling them to take this off.
So you will do that tomorrow, first thing tomorrow, I'm gonna write that down.
Don't worry, he will too.
I sent it.
And I'm gonna call you and see if you did.
Okay.
Yeah, he will.
Okay.
Not then, because we did, we wrote it right up for kids.
That's before my time.
That will, because I talked to them
Right.
before.
Okay, the next thing, Wayne, do you wanna turn in your report right now?
I can, sir.
Okay, if you would, please, and if you have any questions, after he can explain it to you as we go along.
They go under new business.
We can do this right here. I'm not gonna amount to anything.
Thank you.
Any questions or comments or anything that you'd like to ask Chief of Police?
How many police officers do we have?
Right now,
Yes.
oh, we have 8 right now.
Okay.
One in the police academy.
How many do recruits are we have out of those 8? How many of those are recruits?
Probably off the top of my head, probably 4. City. Another one was paid by the grant, so we actually just got 7, you know what I'm saying? Grants paying one, full everything.
Only 6.
Our personnel manual only has positions for 6 or 7.
I think it's 5 officers and 1 chief.
Seven.
So one of them's paid for by the,
Yeah, but, budget.
But only.
It's paid for by grants,
The
yeah.
book only says 1 recruit. I mean, but.
Picking up what's Hook said, I mean, how you gonna get the hard
I mean-
people? I mean, you're, I don't know what you
That's a
call
policy.
recruits, you're gonna have
they're
to
not,
find it.
Not academy
not
trained.
academy trained.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So why do we have 8 when we only have positions? They say that affects your budget.
We have 7, see, 1 is paid by the.
By the grant.
So.
We'd had 7 before with 1 paid,
Okay.
so a total of 7.
We, the number of police officers are determined by the budget, how we can afford them, you know, primarily, and, it's, actually, the city establishes a number of police officers required by the amount of money that we have to pay them. And as long as we stay in the budget, we can stay safe with the number of police we got.
That's the reason we need our budget itemized for the departments next time before we do it. Wayne, when you give these reports, I would like to see what each officer's doing. Not a total of what everybody's doing, I like to see what each officer is doing.
Tells us how active.
Can we get
See what I'm saying?
vehicle reports too? The previous chiefs used to give us vehicle.
We got them, I mean, I just never have given them, but we make them monthly, you know what I'm saying?
The only reason
I
I
have
asked for
mileage
that is
reports.
because I know we had the problem with the other, that one police car, so.
But yeah, I got vehicle reports.
Maybe just start giving them the mileage report that you maintain in the vehicles.
Just like to make sure the oil and all that stuff stays.
Has it been resolved on the one police car that caught fire?
That's what I was wondering.
we resolved it, but the company, the Dodge Chrysler, whatever, did not, say it was not their fault, so we had to fix it.
How did you go about that? Could you
They sent a representative in, and they took pictures, and the guy stayed there probably approximately 3.5 hours, taking pictures, he's underneath of it, went all the way through it, and this and that. He sent his report in, and they sent us a report back probably approximately 8 to 10 days after he left, and they said it was caused by road debris.
Oh, my.
Road debris, good lord.
We took it to Cumberland Tire, they put it on a rack, looked at it, their opinion, and ours was too, we looked at it. The muffler actually collapsed in the vehicle when we brought it back to the back part of the second part back there, it's called a resonator. It blew all the stuff out of the muffler and it got caught in that resonator. From the resonator, it burned right there and the back bumper melted the back bumper. So we went back and took the muffler off, the resonator off, put a new muffler on it, put a new pipe back on it. We've been running the car ever since, it's not giving any problems at all.
I think you have to replace the back bumper.
We are in the process, probably gonna replace it within probably tomorrow or the next day. We got the bumper in and got it painted.
Did Chrysler Corporation have any responsibility at all?
No, sir. And we had looked on the internet, and I think maybe some of y'all had too.
Yeah.
There's several incidents of same model and same type frames burning, but some of them burned to the ground. Ours was lucky enough we got caught, but it didn't burn to the ground. But a total cost of, it just cost us, the way we got the bumper and repaired the exhaust, about $225, so that's probably good. That's everything.
I just hope it doesn't.
Oh, we've been driving, it's been on the road for approximately 2 weeks now, and it's not bad.
Okay, great.
Well, it's definitely something to think about when we go to get new cars, I've seen some buying cars like that.
Was the officer that put the fire out, was he injured in any way or lose any personal property or anything?
Luckily, we had everything out of the trunk of it, and they was actually working at wreck when the state troopers, we was helping the state police work 3 or 4 vehicle accidents at the time. And when they blocked the road there to keep people from coming there in the vehicles, the state trooper actually seen it on fire. So everybody was out of the vehicle. And luckily, we didn't have a prisoner in the back of it, because instantly, what bothered me about it, instantly the car went black inside. I mean, totally smoking. I mean, you couldn't even see your hand in it. They finally got the trunk lid open, got a fire extinguisher, and the state police had a fire extinguisher, and they put it out. Well, we'd had a total
You
loss.
said you couldn't get those back doors open at the time.
Well, that's what I'm saying, you had a freezer in there,
Yeah.
and it messed their electric, if it burned enough to mess the electrical system up.
Smoke inhalation.
Inhalation we got, but also
But it
not
wouldn't
getting doors open.
It wouldn't be any
problem.
more trouble for you to tell us which officer's doing what next time while you're doing this.
No, I mean,
How many calls did
I'd
they make?
appreciate it.
And help see how accurate.
Yeah, per officer, if you don't mind.
yeah, we can break that.
I'd appreciate it.
Did Cumberland Tire do this repair work?
Yes, sir, I mean, it's well, they did.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, they did.
Okay. All right.
Any more questions or anything?
The officer that's in the academy, he's almost finished, correct?
He's
Another month
got
or so
approximately a month and a half left.
for them.
And as soon as he goes, we got another one scheduled. See, you got a year from the day we hire these people, we've got to get them back in the academy, so hopefully sooner or later we get all these back to the academy, as long as we keep our personnel, we'll go back to business, so.
One thing I really appreciate seeing on here is funeral escorts. I think that's a great service, because a lot of cities cut that
Yeah,
out.
cut that out,
and
and
That's the last respect you can
Yeah,
do
it
for
is.
anybody.
Where it's safer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just looks
A lot of
good.
cities cut that
And
though.
it just looks good too, I mean,
Because
it's
of
good
cops.
community relations, it's
Good PR.
good PR.
Are our police officers present in the elementary school at all?
We have nothing to do with the schools, nothing.
I just
We have no grant, we have no connection with SRO program, which the sheriff's department controls all that, and they have grants for that. But, there's a good but in this. We are gonna apply for 2 SROs. I don't know what we're getting or not. Hopefully in this Obama administration, since all this activity's happened, they have promised putting police officers in schools and upgrading their SRO program. So if they do, we will apply.
I've just seen where Everett's police department was doing different programs that you all had.
But another thing, that school is not in our city limits, so we gotta keep that in mind.
What's SRO stand
started
for?
saying-
School resource officers.
School resource officer.
First thing you know what it was, but I didn't.
And I have 3 officers in our police department are certified nationwide SROs. So we do have certification. We've got 3 officers. One of them is me. The other 2, I won't mention who they are, but I have 3 officers that we have been through the SRO training.
Any additional comments, questions, or anything? Now we'll move right on to the maintenance report. Did you get the, this is from the
You're welcome.
city maintenance, thank you, Wayne.
Yes, sir.
This is the city maintenance report from Frank Rock, the maintenance supervisor. I won't bother reading it unless you all want me to. But you can run it down if you have any questions or anything about any of that. He's listed here.
A few weeks ago, we received a KRS in our mailbox. I have it here somewhere. That has to do with driver's license. I'm still concerned about an employee driving the backhoe up and down Main Street and different places that doesn't have a driver's license.
That was a state, I think that was a state law that I put in there advising you that an employee doesn't have to have a driver's license to operate farm equipment or construction equipment. He can go within a 5-mile radius.
Only on private property.
Yeah, that's what it said, it's the private property.
Anytime you get on a state highway or even a city street, you must have a driver's license. They can be cited or arrested.
Says construction equipment customarily used only on the site of a construction, which is not practical for the transportation of persons or property upon the highways.
Okay, it's strictly in city limits that we
No.
use that.
That's a
I've
state
seen it
road.
on
It's a state
119.
road.
It's a state road, so it doesn't matter.
What's the problem with this employee getting a driver's license?
I really don't know, he just. he's
That would be a
from-
requirement.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I would put him on probation till he get those licenses. Yeah, that's,
You're not supposed to.
No. It's good insurance practice
Yeah.
too. That's just.
if he can't drive a car, I sure won't have no equipment. But that would be a necessary thing that he gets his license. I'd give him 30 days to do it.
Or otherwise doesn't drive equipment.
Inquiry, you wanna make that a form of motion or just want to take care of it?
Charles,
You just go and take care of it.
Make a motion.
or David, you make a motion.
Or Yvonne, 'cause she's.
Or Yvonne, because she's good, whoever.
Okay, I would make a motion that we require all employees to have driver's license. If there's any in the city that doesn't, they have a time frame of 30 days to get their license.
Well, you want to do it that way, or people who operate equipment?
Yeah, just
Yeah,
people
you
that
gotta do that.
Operate equipment, yes.
You can't force somebody to get
Yeah,
a license.
people
Any
who
city
operate
equipment.
equipment.
People who operate equipment.
I second the
To
motion.
at least apply for it, but then.
Yeah.
It's still, you're gonna give him 30 days, see, can he still drive the equipment?
He can't drive.
I think that should be in our motion.
We can't actually force him to get a driver's license, but we could use him in other jobs, like repair and stuff like that.
Well, now, we do have certain positions in the city that does definitely require a driver's license.
Those
That's what
positions,
I mean.
he can't.
He can't drive any, the thing, it's equipment or vehicles without a driver's license. That should be just a standard, city policy too.
Okay, what about just, I move that all employees are required to have a driver's license to be eligible to operate any city equipment.
That's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Like that, okay? That's a motion made by Yvonne Gilliam.
The insurance wouldn't even, I mean, they could drop their insurance if an accident happens, if they don't have a license. It's a big liability.
You probably right.
It's good to cover citizens.
Who seconded this, David?
I'll say, because David Tricia.
Yeah, or either one.
You can for debate. No, we have to take it for who's gonna second it, you can second it.
No. I have one question back. How about the individual that's in question now, driving the equipment? Is he now not allowed to drive the equipment until he gets his license?
No one without a license can drive any equipment that belongs to the city.
Okay. That's clarified.
Yep.
The motion's made by Yvonne, Gilliam, and seconded by David Dixon, that I move that all employees are required to have a driver's license to be eligible to operate any city equipment.
It's good.
Unanimous consent. Is there any objection? If not, the motion is carried by unanimous consent.
I have a question on this report, but I guess I'll direct this to Wayne since it involves a police vehicle. It says 2 different repairs to police vehicles, one ran over a curb and one ran over a dog.
Didn't have no driver's license.
Yeah, no license.
So what kind of repairs had to be made?
We did it all in-house. It really cost anything, a few screws and a piece of plastic back in it, and we had it back on the road. Didn't really do anything. Just cracked the thing that, I don't know what you call it, the plastic thing that runs on the bumper. We put 2 screws in and a piece of plastic, stronger piece of plastic in it, and it's ready to go. So it really didn't cost anything.
Nobody was injured.
Nobody was hit. Well, the dog was, but
The dog,
the dog was gone, but everything else was all right.
Was it a stray dog got home?
Most of the minor repairs are made right here now.
That's good.
The guy with the driver's license.
Yeah, even for that.
Any other comments or questions on Mr. Ross's?
I'm still looking.
Sound Stewart, I'm sorry.
The Food City put a ditch down the side of Food City. What does this have to do with?
See, that's private property. We shouldn't be working on private property, period. We actually have that in our ordinance. You can't work on private property, permission granted and all.
Well, that was kind of an emergency situation. We did have permission to do it, and they appreciated us doing it because it took the water off of Cumberland Hatfield and off of Tyler Bullets.
Did you have it in writing, that permission?
Our Bullock's place got flooded even after that.
You know, that was because somebody had put a boot in the cover, in the drain. It wasn't because the water was, but they put a boot in the drain and it wasn't going in the drain. It did get flooded as a result of that, but it won't get flooded now because
You know about working on private, if something happens to their parking lot, starts getting undermined or whatever, you just made us responsible for that.
we got permission for it.
My question is, you got proper authorization, is it in writing? Because
Yes,
word of
it's-
mouth is not worth 2
No, we
cents.
just telephone call. It was just wasn't really that major,
It's about a
construction.
football field long.
Well, the ditch was already there, it just needed
No,
cleaning
there was
out.
no ditch
We
there.
cleaned the whole ditch from there all the way down to Cumberland Avenue.
But my question's still not answered. Do you have it in
We
writing?
don't have a contract.
There you go.
Well, word of mouth is not worth 2 cents.
Yeah, you shouldn't be working on private, that ditch actually came down by the housing authority. That's where the problem lies.
But
It
when
should have
they-
been cleaned out.
When the person went in there and diverted that water and sent it down this way, he didn't have a contract either.
That ditch
He's
should
not
have
a
been taken
city.
care of.
He's not a city.
He's not a city. That should have been a civil matter between them and Mr. Henry.
Well, anyway, we've got it fixed now, so there won't be flooding out. And we've already got two
FEMA granted.
fines or 2 penalties because it flooded out Mr. Tyler got Bullock's building up there, and that was getting too expensive.
That's a state ditch though. That's part of Mr. Miller's. That's one of the ditches that's gonna be replaced as soon as he gets the weather to do it.
No, not the ditch.
That one going under the road, that culvert will be replaced.
No. Yeah, from the road down to the river, but the ditch we cleaned out was up there, provided, supplying the water. But it's done now. I mean, we could go fill it up if you want us to, but that's
Okay,
about the only
trees.
solution you could offer here. But it has been done, and if there is any lawsuits or anything like that that comes about, we'll just have to face it. I mean, that's
didn't do it.
Well,
You did.
Okay, I'm here. Hey, I'm responsible. I tell the truth. I don't hide nothing. And if I'm at fault, I'll pay for it.
Well, we used man hours on private property, we used,
City equipment.
city equipment on private property.
But look what the results
We don't have
were.
documentation that we even had the right to do it. That's 3 faults right against that one thing.
Okay.
Then we did the same thing with the piece of property we gave the tourism commission. We down there leveling dirt on it and cutting trees on that property. That's their responsibility, not ours. That's right across from Mr. Point. Or Mr. Bullock.
Cleaning it up, we should have cleaned it up.
You should have asked them to clean it up, like we do any other citizen. If they have property that's dirty, we ask them to take care of it.
Should a lot of this work be taken care of with the FEMA grant that we got?
It would be, well, the FEMA grant takes care of what we left off with. They'll build a new culvert coming across the highway into the river.
But I didn't think we had to do anything as far as the grant goes, as far as operating, using our manpower and everything to do this.
That
I
has
thought
nothing to do
FEMA
with
would do this.
This would have nothing to do with the FEMA grant. What we did was nothing that the FEMA grant will touch.
Okay.
Uh,
I wasn't aware of that.
No, all we did was replace the culvert, about a 3-foot culvert underneath the sidewalk. Now, the FEMA grant will take that culvert out and replace it with a full culvert all the way from there to the river. But that's coming at a different angle and everything. But we stopped the flooding. The flooding's over with up there, I believe.
Did you get flooded out during the last rain? It's not over.
It didn't stop, they didn't
They didn't
stop
do
it
it
then,
from-
did they?
That's
All
where
over.
we're talking about the boot that was in the culvert there. It would not have been that, it would not have gone that far if someone had not filled up the culvert.
That cupboard is so small that one boot is going back up all that water.
There's no way.
No, there's two culverts there, really. One goes under the road down the river, and the other goes across the road down the river. And the one across the road got flooded. The water going over there couldn't go in the culvert.
And here we've got so-and-so talked to so-and-so, and so-and-so talked to so-and-so, and so-and-so talked to so-and-so, and they said it was okay as long as I didn't mess with the parking lot. That is word of mouth. That is office bunch of junk I ever saw. That's not the way the city operates.
We operating.
First of all, Mayor, that should have been your position to get permission to do that. You shouldn't
Not a
depend on
employee.
somebody else to do that. I mean, that's giving an employee too much authority.
I was there when he talked.
It
to
doesn't
them.
matter.
Okay.
You weren't on the telephone talking all these times, were you?
All right.
And nothing in writing to support what was said? It's a bad mistake to not do things without writing, documentation.
This has nothing to do with the Food City thing, but one thing I noticed was 3-4 weeks ago on a Thursday, it started coming a snowstorm, and I came into work into the city from work, and I was sliding all over the place coming up Main Street. And I noticed City Hall had closed, which I'm glad they did, or I hope they were closed, because the roads were so bad. Do we not salt the streets of Cumberland, or push the snow out of the way? Because it's happened just about every time it's snowed. I've noticed the streets have been awful, and sometimes it has been on the weekend. And I realize that overtime is something we cut out, but in an emergency situation such as a snowstorm, I would hope that we would have manpower out to salt the streets.
We've salted them every time it snowed, any bit.
Do we do any pre-treating when it's supposed to come a
We
snowstorm?
salt the roads, we didn't have any problem on the streets. And the state is the one that maintains the main street that you was looking slide on. That's a state highway.
I've never seen a salt truck in my neighborhood. The state goes to the railroad.
We took care of the streets. We got our salt spreader working, we got the salt trucks working and everything.
Do we have logs to show where they worked the Saturday after Christmas? I'd like to see that someone was actually out doing it.
Can you find a log, but you gonna search for it now, or you wanna wait till tomorrow or something, or do you want us to go get it right now?
Well, Teresa can probably pull it up on the computer.
But she's not here right now.
Well, I know she's not here right now, obviously.
Okay, we'll get it for you tomorrow. Can you show?
Fine.
Okay.
I won't, I'll
Where do
come
they
in and
store
get
the
it
salt for the
Friday.
city?
Pardon?
Where do you store the
Well,
salt for the city?
we've only got the one place, that's where they tore down the old building
And
there.
people steal it, I watch them all the time.
Well, what do they do with it when they
They
take it?
put it in their vehicle and go use it.
Well, what's wrong with that?
And then you call the police department and they never
Some
show
of the people,
up.
we take it to some of the people that live up these hollers, Phelps Holler, Nice Holler, and say, there, use this.
Is that
for you."
city limits?
We should be salting that for them, those hills.
Well, if they come, like this fella that lives on Park Road, asked me to give him some salt.
So it's probably going in his driveway, which is another instance of doing things on private property. And I can't even get gravels in front of my house or the alley that runs beside my house that the garbage truck's supposed to travel on. That is city property. But yet when previous mayors were here, they gravelled, Loretta gravelled, Sarah gravelled, Jeff gravelled.
And we got salt.
Anything else?
I would also like to know what this means. Number 8, rebuilding relationships with the community. That makes it look like the previous supervisor had no relationship with the community. At least the trash was picked up when he was there.
Did you have something?
No, I was just gonna ask like an example, what would that rebuilding relationships with our community, that was the same thing I was gonna ask. What would that be actually?
Only what it reads there, that's all I can tell you. I couldn't answer it, just, but I'm glad they are taking a little
Do
PR.
any of the maintenance people have city lights in their vehicles? City flashing lights in the front of their vehicles?
Not that I know of.
I'd like that checked on.
Especially if we're paying.
A blue Suburban.
Who drives a Suburban?
Well, I'm not saying an employee's name.
Maintenance, I guess he's supervisor now, I'm not sure.
I don't know if he's got city lights or not.
Well, if you have this big fancy inventory we hear about, you should know.
Wayne, would you take care of that for us, man?
Why is it his job?
He's the police officer. If they've stolen city property,
We didn't say they stole.
I didn't say they stole anything.
Well,
You're the
Wayne,
one
would
that
you
accuses
investigate
people of
it for
stealing.
us? See
What color lights is it supposed to be, so I know what I'm looking for?
Either clear or yellow.
Or yellow?
Are they allowed to do that?
Do what?
Are they, anybody allowed to do that?
You put them in a personal vehicle.
I mean, I don't know what color it is, as long as it's not blue, green, or red, I don't see much wrong with it, but I mean, I don't know what they're doing with it, you know what I'm saying? But if it's definitely one of those 3 colors,
We
then you
need to
can
make
swap.
sure it's.
Find out
city
if it
property.
belongs to the city. That's really
Yeah,
all.
okay.
That's my concern. If it's the
Yeah,
cities, it
not
shouldn't be
the
there.
lights.
Anything else?
Where's this major city cleanup? I've not seen anything clean.
Anything else?
Why are we cleaning out a shed for tourism? I love tourism, but
They
why are
have,
we
We
cleaning
could
out
pay
a shed
people
for?
to do this stuff
I
themselves.
mean,
while
we're
they
paying
do
city
their
workers to
job.
clean it, to do things like that, when we've got manholes that are open that need to be worked on.
Roads that need repaired.
I mean, tourism
Clean out the
has
shed.
money to do their own projects,
Now,
is
you
what
talk
I'm getting.
about a waste of money.
We pay them we pay their wages monthly, and then they have CDs in the bank. I mean, they can work on their own property, and it's nothing against tourism.
Listen, I can only say that this maintenance department has done more to improve the appearance and clean up this city than has been done in years. I
Well,
think
disagree with
Mayor,
that.
people
Mayor,
agree
it
with
appears to me like, you're not being over this department as you should, or some of these things wouldn't be done.
Has anybody drove around by the back of the high school to see all that junk that's laying, recliners in the apartment buildings? That would be a thing for our maintenance department to go see. They just throwed out
They need to,
just furniture, and it's just been laying there forever. That's an eyesore. And
You know,
actually driving around the whole community
You
would be
could
a good
help
thing.
the city a lot if, when you see something like that, call 4113 and tell them, and they'll go pick it up right
Why
there.
do we need to call the maintenance department
Oh,
when we pay 3 clerks
All
to
citizens,
take calls?
we encourage all citizens to call the department that's responsible for doing the
They
work.
should be out working. Who's up there to answer the phone?
People should call 4113 to
That
report
doesn't
anything to
answer
do
my
with.
question.
I don't have an answer for your question. You'll have to answer your question yourself.
Mayor,
It's
you
your
are the
job.
executive authority of the city. You should know what's going on.
I
You
know
should know
what's
what
going on.
each
No, you
department.
Then you can answer
You
my
should know-
question.
You should
What's
know about the
Robin's
complaints.
job if it's not to answer the phone?
It is if it pertains to an administrative problem.
Okay,
I'm
I
trying
call
to
tomorrow
get
next,
each supervisor is responsible for his.
Supervisors should be sitting in an office all day. If they, then he'd be out watching their employees.
Listen, I don't disturb you. Don't disturb me when I'm saying something, okay? Now, each supervisor is responsible for his own department. He is the man that's responsible for, now, if something goes wrong with him, I'll settle it. I'll talk to the supervisor. But I'm trying to get segregation of duties. Every time we have an audit, we've always written up because our duties are all just combined. But no one knows what they're doing. Now, maintenance takes care of maintenance. Water takes care of water. Sewer takes care of sewer. Police takes care of police. And the administrative department takes care of the administration, the accounts and the payables and things of that nature. Now, that's the principal management concept, and that's what I'm trying to get done. And you gotta have responsible people in responsible positions that you can trust. Now, I've got the people that you can trust in those positions, and I trust them to do their job.
You said each department takes care of its own.
Each department
So,
own responsibility.
Did you put the bumper back on that police car?
No, sir.
But maintenance did?
Maintenance did.
Okay.
Ain't that maintenance? Now, the
So-
police car is part of, we're doing all the maintenance
You
work.
said segregation of departments, that's all
No,
I'm getting at.
okay, now, the maintenance people are not gonna take a gun and go out and arrest anybody.
I would hope not.
And Wayne doesn't go over and work on a car when we got a maintenance department with the tools and the equipment to repair it.
Does the personnel manual say the maintenance
No.
department repairs vehicles?
No.
They do maintenance work that's required by the city of Cumberland.
We don't have a position for a mechanic or any of that stuff to make
I
it
wanna
clear.
see a job description for the clerks, and I wanna see it right now.
Well, go get it.
That's
That's your
not my
job.
job.
Well,
My
what-
job's to make laws and make sure they're being followed through with, and a legislative authority.
I'll adjourn this meeting right now.
No, we will
No.
not.
No,
You
we
have
won't,
it.
there's.
You take it, you take it.
We will.
We will.
I make a motion to appoint Carolyn Elliott, chairperson.
I second that motion. Ms. Smith, you keep the record.
Well, you need to take a vote on it. I don't wanna do it.
Roll call vote.
And we can still.
Bush,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Jerry Gilliam,
Yes.
Yvonne Gilliam.
Yes.
Jarvis.
Yes.
Raleigh.
Yes.
If y'all don't mind, I need to get that motion. Who did what?
I make a motion to appoint Carolyn Elliott as chairperson of this meeting.
And I second. We have to conduct city business, we can't tolerate these childish antics.
No, I'm sorry, I can't do this. I'm not
You
gonna
just
do
did it.
this. I'm not gonna do this.
We just made a motion for her to preside, so we can go on.
Well, I guess we should probably, it's okay, we didn't call.
It's okay, it's okay. It's fine.
And Carolyn, you might not want to do dark script with our drink.
Huh? That's fine with me.
So y'all withdrawed your motion?
Yeah.
And then, I guess just-
Well, I'm sorry about that, but I thought we were wasting a lot of time just aggravating things that really don't amount to a hill of beans.
They do,
But
it's
we got some
taxpayer money.
They do. I mean, if clerks can't answer the phone, then why take it?
I'd like to see us go to the
Yeah,
agenda.
let's do, because we have something really important that we need to take care of tonight, and that's the budget.
Okay.
We've been sitting on it now since September. That's when we had the first reading of the second budget. And we need to get that taken care of, because without a budget, a city can't operate.
Do you have those budget amendments for us?
What budget amendments?
All those over the years, over these years, the year that we've had different departmental that had more expenses and less?
There's none. Go to this sheet, your production report.
So you don't have, that's all I need to know.
You know, I was looking at this, to me, now David did make a point that, we had an extra police officer, we need to amend that part of it, but it's pretty much close on accuracy.
This budget only has 6.
Probably to amend that for the police officers, that's what I would say, and I'm all for, go ahead and do the second reading.
Yvonne, this doesn't do, we had one that was presented to us.
This just has Mr. Davis's.
Did you get that?
You talk about this one?
No, that's not it. The budget that was presented to us before that was redone,
Had real high rates. Had a lot of decreases, like 29,000 to the fire department.
it had a mess, and it would touch us.
I mean,
So where is that?
I mean,
This was
One of them had just about 30.